Hi, welcome to Blueprint. Today, we're going to take a look at how Blueprint can provide you some amazing insight on your existing RPA estate through our RPA Analytics capabilities. To begin, Blueprint can be used to import your RPA bots from almost any source, including UiPath, Blue Prism, and Automation Anywhere. Today, we're going to take a look at a few processes that have been imported from Automation Anywhere version 11 and see what sort of stats Blueprint can provide on them. To begin, we can always click on where we would like to put files and import them directly, but we're going to take a look at some bots that have already been imported. Now, we can look at bots on an individual basis. So here's a group of workflows that have been imported into Blueprint from Automation Anywhere version 11. We can click on them and we can see the complete structure of how they are built as they are translated into our Common Object Model, or COM. COM is our common language used in Blueprint that any workflow, regardless of original source, is translated to within Blueprint. Now, we can look at all of these individually, but what we really like about Blueprint is the ability to come to our RPA dashboards and see some amazing statistics about our entire estate. To start, we can come over here and see how well these bots map to our destination, which in this case is Power Automate Desktop. Now, we can see that this group of 14 workflows, 14 task bots, maps at a 99% rate to Power Automate Desktop. That means with a click of a button, we are moving 14 processes to Power Automate with almost nothing left to do once they're in Power Automate. Another thing that I like to do is come over to our complexity tab here and sort so I see my most complex bots first. Now, these two bots that are deemed very high, what is interesting about these is we know that bots that have a lot of complexity, or a lot of different decision branches, a lot of different variables built into them, can often cause maintenance issues down the road, which then can cost you more money. So what we can do is before we put these bots in Power Automate, we can flag them for review, make some changes, or depending on the value that we're getting from this workflow, we might want to even retire it altogether. Another great bit of information we can do here is look at some more information related to how these bots are built. We can look at code blocks, so some blocks of code that are used that are very common. We can look at bots areas that are used for reuse opportunities. So this is part of a workflow that has been identified as a great opportunity for reuse, which can save you money building new bots. And we can look at some missing processes. So some bots where there might be some missing references or some issues that might cause some concern or some more dollars down the road. We can also look at application data, which provides us information on the applications that are used within our bots. We can come down here and search and see detailed information about not only where this program is used, but how it is used within your bots. This is great if you want to make a wholesale change. For example, if you're using Microsoft Excel and plan to move to Google Sheets, you know which bots you need to access and change. Again, without Blueprint, you'd be looking at this information manually, and it'll cost you a lot more time and resources. Now, we looked at some data on how these bots were built, but we can also look at some data on how these bots are used. This data is great because, again, we can look at things like a health score and take a look at some bots that might not be grading so well. So, again, some bots that we might want to take a look at editing or, again, even retiring before we move them. We work with companies that have retired almost 30% of their estate, which again is a huge amount of savings from not only the licensing costs, but also any migration costs that are associated with this exercise. The last dashboard I'd like to show you is a custom dashboard that was built in Power BI, and right from within Blueprint, you get the full power of Power BI. You get the ability to click and move around and look at data that has been combination of our processes here and from some other data other places. Now, this is just a quick snapshot of the data that's available within Blueprint. And of course, our main goal is to export this to a destination afterwards. But we just wanted to give you a quick snapshot of how you can use Blueprint to get great data that can save you time, money, and resources before you migrate your processes.